Sadly, no conspiracy theory is worth its salt if it does not include the Jews in it. The writings of Nestor Webster may have stoked the flames, but the fact remains that long before that, and long after, theories of world domination have always included economic power, especially international banking, an activity that is often exclusively and mistakenly attributed to Jews. And the Illuminati conspiracy was no exception.
Many authors of supposedly serious history books uphold the idea that international banking is in the hands of the Illuminati Jews, who for centuries have financed both sides fighting wars in order to create anarchy and chaos, a state of affairs that would, in their view, inevitably lead to a new world order, which the Illuminati would come to control. The bête noire of these conspiracy buffs is the Rothschild clan, immensely powerful and conveniently Jewish. History tells us something different. The only connection between the Rothschild clan and the Illuminati is that the patriarch of the Rothschild clan, Amsel Meyer, had, among many other clients, Prince William of Hesse, who seems to have been one of the first members of the Order of the Illuminati. Though it's true that the Rothschilds, in common with almost all European bankers, financed wars and revolutions, this activity, though morally questionable, does not constitute evidence that they were world conspirators or Illuminati.
There is no proven connection between Jews and the Illuminati. However, in the early 20th century, another English writer, Lady Queensborough, proclaimed and denounced the existence of a global conspiracy in which Jews and the Illuminati played a key role. Her books, though poorly researched and devoid of proper evidence, were widely read at the time, a period which we should not forget coincided with the rise of Adolf Hitler and the slaughter of 6 million European Jews, among other victims.
In spite of the conspiracy theories that link Judaism, international banking, world domination, and the Illuminati, Weishaupt himself wrote, "Jews, pagans, women, monks, and members of other societies are excluded from the order." The vast majority of Illuminati were Christians by birth. Many of them were drawn from the nobility, and were even clergymen. Women and Jews were only to be accepted in separate lodges and academies. In spite of this, it has frequently been claimed that the protocols of the learned elders of Zion, an anti-Semitic rant drawn up by the Russian Tsar's secret police, is in reality the literal transcription of a discussion of Illuminati Congress, where a group of Jews outlined plans to take over the world. Adolf Hitler used this libel to stoke hatred against the Jews, and even denounced a Jewish Masonic conspiracy. The curious thing is that many of the very same authors and conspiracy hunters who attack Jews and Freemasons do not hesitate to accuse Hitler himself as a covert Illuminatus, together with Stalin and Marx, and finally end up putting in the same bag Marxists, Bolsheviks, bankers, Jews and Nazis, a decidedly unlikely mix.
Jews have not been the only ones to be singled out. The Illuminati have also been linked to a larger or lesser degree with whatever bogeyman persecution mania the human mind can concoct. Terrorists, demons, even extraterrestrials. And it is here where information blurs into disinformation.
In 1976, a writer named Des Griffin tried to revive the belief that the origin of the Illuminati is the rebellion of the Lord's angels and the expulsion of Lucifer. The name Lucifer means him who brings light, just as the word Illuminati means the illuminated. A thesis that not even Weishaupt himself could have dreamt up. Other authors believe that the Illuminati obsession with power can be traced to our reptilian brain, the brainstem that controls our impulses, and in some few incoherent sentences conclude that the Illuminati are really galactic reptiles disguised as human beings. A search on the internet for the words New World Order produces more than 1,400 million web pages, most of dubious content.
So much disinformation and stupidity is eye-catching. Why are there so many theories dedicated to the minuscule group of conspirators who supposedly disappeared more than 200 years ago? What if the paranoid are not totally wrong? After all, we compare the world in 1790 with the world today, the main Illuminati objectives have been achieved, or have at least been set in motion. Coincidence? Or is it that this wealth of conspiracy theories is just serving the purpose of drawing our attention away from certain irrefutable facts?
We shall direct all of humanity, secretly. We will influence all political transactions. Adam Weishaupt. Since its dissolution in 1790, up until the present day, the Order of the Illuminati has been the prey of choice for a legion of conspiracy hunters. Most of the accusations are downright hilarious. Satanic cults, scientific experiments in parallel dimensions, contacts with aliens, and all of the above simultaneously. So much disinformation helps conceal certain historical facts that chime perfectly well with the original Illuminati plan to generate a new world order under their control.
The saying goes that the best way to hide a secret is to shout it in the marketplace. In the case of the Illuminati, the saying holds true. Because if we analyse carefully some of the major world events of the last 200 years, we will see that the ideals of Adam Weishaupt and the Illuminati of Bavaria seem to have borne fruit. Let's start with their first postulate to put an end to established government.
Since the creation of the Order of the Illuminati, the European monarchies have indeed lost all real power. Most modern countries are now constitutional democracies. And those which still have royal families use them as mere ornaments of power or as tourist attractions. The Bolshevik Revolution not only put an end to the Russian monarchy, it also abolished private property, another of the Illuminati ideals. The resultant Soviet Union also complied with another Illuminati objective, soon implemented by every Western nation, to establish full, equal rights for men and women.
Let us speak now of the second postulate, unification under a single world government.
Since its creation in 1945, conspiracy mongers have considered the United Nations and its predecessor, the League of Nations, the Illuminati dream come true. A supranational agency capable of passing resolutions with which sovereign states must comply or else face the consequences. The most terrifying aspects of these theories is that in order for the UN to be created, 2 world wars had to be fought, in which millions lost their lives. Conspiracy theorists will say that the wars were just part of an Illuminati plan to lead us to where we stand today. Above all, the truth remains that Weishaupt's first postulate of creating a new world order under a unified government is closer to becoming true today than it was 200 years ago.
And what about the third objective of the order? To put an end to religion. When Weishaupt spoke of religion, he spoke of the established religion in Europe, Christianity. So what of Christianity today?
Thanks to the secret activities of the Order, or else the growing influence of humanistic and rationalistic doctrines, since the creation of the Illuminati, the Catholic Church has been steadily losing its influence. science and reason have encroached on the territory that was once ruled by faith. And today religion occupies a limited space in our lives compared to what it had 200 years ago. A space that is continually contracting thanks to ephemeral but more contemporary styles of worship that attack the central tenets of Catholicism. Abortion, euthanasia and divorce are only the most visible symptoms of a structural weakening of the once almighty Church of Rome.
And finally, a new world order. Isn't this precisely what globalization proposes? Globalization itself seems like an Illuminati dream come true. Free flow of capital, free flow of information. The sensation that each time we are more in control of our own decisions. But all of it, capital, information, servers, internet, is in actual fact manipulated by a single world power. Are we living in a world designed by Adam Weishaupt? The next logical question is, who is the leader of the Order of the Illuminati today? Who are Weishaupt's successors, if indeed they exist?
Many groups have claimed to be the heirs of the Order of the Illuminati of Bavaria. Usually these are sects or small groups that few people take seriously and do not pose any threat. That is why conspiracy mongers aim in another direction: the United States. Their chief argument centers on the March 6, 1991 speech, when George H. Bush, President of the USA and former Director of the CIA, used the phrase New World Order when addressing Congress, after defeating Saddam Hussein in a war that many today regard as an imperialistic blow against an oil-producing country.
What is at stake is more than one small country. It is a big idea, a new world order, where diverse nations are drawn together in common cause to achieve the universal aspirations of mankind.
The theory contradicts itself in as much as the government of the USA is actually one of the most conservative in the modern world. But is this fact enough to discount it altogether? Could it not well be another contrivance of that many-headed monster that once appeared in the form of the Order of the Illuminati? Does not the inscription Novus Ordo Seclorum, which translates as a new order of the ages, in other words, a new world order, appear on the dollar bill? Were not most of the founding fathers Freemasons, along with many of the prominent public figures who followed them at a time when Freemasonry was infiltrated by the Illuminati?
One must speak at times in one voice, and sometimes in another, so that our true purpose turns out always to be unfathomable to the lower members. The end justifies the means. Adam Weishaupt.
The fact that the most powerful country in the world is run by Illuminati is without doubt a laughable theory, but a laugh that brings a chill. Because if it were true, what does the order have in store for us in years to come? And worse, how deep is their power of infiltration? Is the power of the Illuminati simply an exaggeration by bestseller writers and fools? Or are we on our inevitable way to a new world order?